Well, good morning, my friends. This is not going to be a long video today, but I wanted to make sure I jumped in here and talked to you because thousands of people have been pouring into the small Missouri town of Gower after the body of a nun exhumed 4 years after her death has been found to show no signs of decay. And this is 4 years after her burial. Sister Wilhelmina Lancaster founded the Benedictine Sisters of Mary, Queen of the Apostles, when she was 70 years old. She passed away 4 years ago in May of 2019 at the age of 95. She was interred in the ground in the cemetery where the order lives in Missouri. And last Thursday, nuns of the order, most of whom had been at Sister's burial 4 years ago, exhumed her body in order to permanently inter it under the altar in the Abbey's chapel. Again, Sister Wilhelmina had not been embalmed. When the nuns disinterred the coffin to move it, they found that the wood of the coffin had actually been split down the middle. So water had also seeped into the coffin during the time that she was buried. But despite no embalming and the breaking of the casket and water getting into the casket, absolutely no decomposition had occurred in the 4 years since Sister Wilhelmina's death. The discovery was first made when the sisters were moving the coffin, and one of the sisters, who is actually the current abbess or the director of the abbey there, she looked into the crack out of curiosity because the caretakers of the cemetery had told the nuns that after 4 years and not being embalmed, there would just be skeletal remains in the coffin. So she looked through this crack in the coffin out of curiosity and was shocked to see this foot with a sock on it, the way that she had been buried in her socks, and of course her habit. And she said to herself, "I did not just see that." So someone went and got a flashlight and they shone it in there, and sure enough, there are the socked feet of the unembalmed Sister Wilhelmina, who had been buried 4 years before. So they opened up the casket and all the sisters gathered around, and they were so in shock and awe to see the body of their former abbess completely intact. It looked like she was sleeping. They said her eyelashes were intact, her lips, her eyebrows, everything perfect. They said they took turns actually touching her socked feet because they couldn't believe it. And they said they were just completely firm, intact, just like feet. And they actually went to move the body, lift the body out of the coffin, and it was completely stayed together, no decomposition whatsoever. So the body was put on display in the chapel there, and thousands of people have continue to come to this little farm town in Missouri to pray, and to see this. This is something for Catholics that is very meaningful for us. We call people like this incorruptibles, these people who are exhumed years after their deaths and found that there's no decomposition. For the Catholic Church and for the fellows of the Catholic Church, this is a sign of sanctity. It's a sign of great holiness. It's like a favor that God does for us because of our faithful lives to him. And so it's just like he can't, just like in the Catholic Church, we believe that Mary was exhumed assumed into heaven when it was time for her to leave the earth, because Jesus couldn't bear for her to die and to, for her body to decompose. So he took her up into heaven. And this is a very small thing like that, where we feel like it's a favor. It's just something because God has affection for us and Jesus has affection for us and the life of holiness that we lived. Not me, but these holy people, that it's like a little token of affection and love. And it's a sign too of our eternal life, the incorruptibility of our souls if we live in union with our blessed Lord. So The local bishop did make a statement about this. He said, it's understandable that so many people are interested in this. It can be a sign of hope for us. He said, the Catholic Church is ruthless for investigating miracles. So there's going to be a long, long investigation, including by secular investigators. And it'll probably be a while before we have any other information about what happened here. But in the meantime, we're encouraged to pray for this order of sisters, for their work, their holy work. Sister Wilhelmina, I guess she was known for her devotion to the traditional Latin Mass, and also for just her traditional practice of her holy life. Even when after Vatican II, the Second Vatican Council, a lot of religious orders of sisters got rid of their religious habits. They stopped wearing habits and robes, covering all their clothes. They started wearing lay clothes and things like that. She continued to make her own habit and her own clothes, even when her order stopped making, kind of a uniform for them to wear. She continued to make her own and to completely cover her body and to traditionally practice the Holy Office each day, the order of prayers all day long. And to have this great devotion to the traditional Catholic faith. And it's kind of interesting, it's just like a little nudge from God going like, yeah, I like that. I like to think so. At any rate, let me know in the comments what you think about Sister Wilhelmina and what's going on there in Missouri. I know we've got a lot of Catholics here and a lot of non-Catholics here, a lot of non-believers here also. So let me know what you think in the comments. Please be respectful. And I hope you all have a wonderful and safe and happy Memorial Day weekend. Remember, it is the land of the free because of the brave. And let's make sure that we spend Memorial Day weekend remembering the brave men and women who gave everything so that we could be free. God bless you guys. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next week. Until then, remember to pray for ghosts and for the religious order of Sister Wilhelmina in Missouri. I'm Marissa Bielski.